Welcome back to Benny's Custom Works, proudly supported by Valvoline and Sparesbox. Don't forget Benny 5 on checkout. This week, we're down here at Sydney Dragway for the Jambo test day. We've got the CRESTA here, we've also got Maddie, and we've got a full bottle of nitrous, so let's get into it. I feel like you were a bit hesitant or nervous about something.
Well, because we've been racing in America, and we've been racing at Rocky Mountain and all of those places.
At high altitude, right? Like
correct.
Thin air.
So, we've had to do a lot of adjustments, i.e. the nitrous. Boost values are a lot higher to achieve certain boost levels, and now we're back to pretty much sea level.
So now what you're saying is we don't have a tune-up.
I trust my tune-up, but I think we're not going to aim.
So we don't have any data.
We don't have any data for this.
Because the problem is, right, before we shipped this car to America, it had a different converter in it. So every single pass we've ever done at Sydney Dragway had a different converter with a different stator and all this other different stuff.
Yep.
So now we're effectively running a new car again.
Correct.
Mad, love it. I love trying to run a 7 with a new car.
And all that data for the new converter was at high altitude. So,
so that's all.
The great thing.
Take that with a grain of salt.
It means it's going to go faster.
Well, that's good.
But we just want to make sure.
Saying that, we do have data from Florida with this converter.
Yes, and I've been using that.
Oh, that was the box doing the weird thing though, right?
Correct.
That we never worked out.
The Midwest change when we did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just been a lot of things that have just changed, so we're going to start from fresh. And of course, the other night you did a 2-step for me and sent me the log, and we were making a lot more boost than what we usually do.
Side note, make sure that you label your fuel jugs as to what's got E85 and what's got petrol in it, because when we flushed the fuel system last episode...
So these yellow ones at 98, and that yellow one's E85.
Yeah, it's a good system. As it turns out, I put petrol back in it, so it went from 75%, and I was like, yeah, Matt, I'll put a little bit more 85 in it to lift it up. Something in my mind was like, this isn't right, and Maddie's like, why's your ethanol at 55%? As soon as he said that, I'm just like, well, I guess I put petrol in the car. So last night I flushed the car again, then went and filled up this morning, and I think we're about 77% now. Yeah, we're at 77. So by the time we run the car a little bit, then actually fill it up before we race it, it should be at 80. But Scotty's always said anything over 70% is good to go, and I'm pretty sure the tune's still set up that way, so we'll be right.
Yeah, we got everything past 60. All the boost values are back to normal.
Yeah, right, even 60.
Yep.
All right, cool.
Yep. And I went through like logs from America, and a lot of the time the average is around 74 to 80.
Yeah.
That's sort of the range.
Yeah, I feel like some of the pump E85 in the US definitely isn't as ethanol rich as the Australian E85.
Yeah.
Which is obviously a loose term because it typically represents 85% ethanol, but yeah, not always 85% as it turns out.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure the United stuff is around 85%. So yeah, we'll just have to see where we end up at today.
Yep.
Because the one thing we don't have anymore is the 98% ethanol to be able to like bump up our ethanol content.
Yep.
I could probably find a drum of that here, but I think I'd have to sell the car to actually afford it in Australia. So
no, I think we'll be right. So, but yeah, I think the game plan is we go out there, we'll set an RPM 2-step that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
That of course we don't want to go out there and just bomb the tyres, because then that's no data.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
want to be wasting passes.
Yep.
I don't want to get to 3 o'clock and we're like, well, we don't have any data yet.
Yep.
Because I as much as I'm keen to do a heap of passes, we are also racing tomorrow, so I don't want to do like 20 passes today.
It would be getting like good to get into bumping in and doing
that's what I want to do more so is
so
get back into the habit of
racing.
Actually driving the car and racing. But yeah, I need to learn how to drive again.
Well, I'll take care of the computer stuff.
Yeah.
And you drive.
Yeah.
And then
you can yell at me when it's wrong.
No, we'll get this sorted. Well, you can blame me if it spins the tyres.
We'll just point fingers at each other.
Yeah, correct. I've loaded this in, so I reckon we warm it up and do a 2-step and check everything's like that, and then get ready to race.
Give it a bash.
Yeah, I think we go, first gear click second, and then we let off. At least go 330.
Yeah, when I say a pass, I mean
or half track.
Bro, I'll happily just lift off.
I just want to get back to a 160, and then we put it all in.
Yeah.
And as you said, we've got the nitrous.
Yeah, I might go half track. I'll just roll half track and then.
Yep.
Because that's good data, like we know what it's going to do out the back.
Correct.
There's no point just pumping through third gear for lols.
Yep.
Like we know what it's going to do in the back half.
Once we got the 60 foot, the 330 and the 8th mile, especially the mile per hour on that boost, we'll know where we are.
We know what it looks like.
Then we can focus on the 60 again, and then we can send it.
Yeah.
So, and then we're going to set the 2-step.
Oh, we were talking about suspension settings the other day.
Yeah.
You know how I said we've got one hole up?
How many you got?
We're actually on the bottom hole. So we can put heaps more anti-squat in the car.
Cool. Do we have that shock sensor set up or no?
No.
Unfortunately.
Negative Ghost Rider.
I just turned the launch down to say 4,000. Leave all that. You don't have to do anything. I've got the nitrous automatically arming itself as well. Torque management is off. I do still have a little correction just at a certain point that we were needing in America.
So you're just going to leave it there for now?
I'm going to leave it for now and then
just see what it does.
Yep.
Right.
We'll do it.
So you want to warm it up and
warm
two-step
it? Two-step it, and hopefully that's it.
Clip up.
If you want to do a bump anyway. Nitrous bottle, is it open?
Yeah, it's on. I can't wait to rewire this car. And when I say I can't wait to rewire it, I mean I can't wait for you people to help me rewire it.
You're going to put a stereo in here?
No, I'm going to put another keypad there probably. Subwoofers.
Yeah.
Bro, can you make that be a boost control adjuster?
He can do that. That would be sick. 20, 25, 30 pounds.
Except it's not enough. It only goes to 34. 36.
Yeah.
And it definitely doesn't go to 16.
Well, then we can turn these for like wheelies.
I think it starts there.
That can be Send It to the Moon tune.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the lights still work.
Yeah, it's right up.
Oh.
No, you gotta press. It's like a cassette, bro.
You got a bit of Backstreet Boys or Savage Garden in there.
Tell me why.
Better?
Yeah, it's alright.
You want the bump a little bit more?
Nah.
We'll try that.
So.
Yeah.
Because like what happened in America, I went through the light.
Well, that's the thing. When you're bumping on this type of surface, when it slips, your car doesn't move. So you think it needs more. But when you go on a sticky surface, it will grab and
forward,
move.
Yeah.
So I'd rather you have to push it a couple and we adjust that way than you to go too far and waste.
Yeah, exactly.
When you were bumping,
Yeah.
we actually got a little bit of movement in that drive shaft that was so much that it actually turned off the two-step and it allowed it to rev up a little bit higher. Because launch control is, of course, set on the car has to be this. So that's fine. We'll just sort this out.
So you can just change that setting.
Yep, can. This is a common thing depending on how violent a car will
bump in. Yeah, right. That's pretty gnarly, eh?
Yep.
Well, as you say, it's probably a lot more aggressive
on
this surface.
Yeah, your tyre would have
the vehicle's actually not moving.
Yeah, your tyre would have moved, which then the drive shaft moves, which...
Well, you know what the other thing is? I think my foot might have been on the brake.
No, that's not a bad thing, though. Oh, I guess here...
It depends how hard... Yeah, but that's the thing.
On the track,
that's what I'm saying.
not bad.
Here, it's probably just trying to wheel spin instead of actually push the car. You know what I mean?
On the track, yeah, some people have to hold
I try to do it to steady the car.
Yep.
I think you told me that, actually.
Perfect. Held 4,000. It was pretty much 18 pounds of boost.
That'll do.
I'm happy if you're happy.
I'm always happy if you're happy.
know what you were feeling.
What?
That's your boost curve.
Oh, cool.
Good
I mean, first and foremost, we should address what the car actually did. So 131 60 foot, and it did a 538 to the 8th, which I wouldn't say is anything spectacular at all, but considering how slow it actually felt versus the time it did, we're pretty stoked with that. So Matty's got a bit of playing around to do with the boost curve at the moment because it's looking like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
And I will say this, it is because we've been tuning with thin air for so long. All of our data is based on thin air. And now a lot of people go, oh, that's an excuse or whatever, but it's just the way it is, you know, like we're basically being back in Australia, especially Sydney, we're nearly at sea level. So we're not in the hills in the Rockies in Colorado and whatnot, and we just have a lot denser air. The air's it's not particularly hot today, like it's only about 20 degrees ambient. So we've got really good air today, and there is some track temp. So I feel like we have pretty good sort of conditions to be able to make a good pass. But being that we haven't driven the car, or I haven't driven the car for so long, and we have basically no data on it, we want to kind of take a step back rather than trying to send it out the back door on the first pass. So yeah, it's all looking pretty promising. 5.3 to the 8th. It's going to go on that pass. It would have gone, what, 8.30s if I'd stayed into it?
Yep, 8.30s.
And that was the PB for the whole US trip.
Yeah.
And we were literally just guessing. Matty's just thrown some numbers in there that we thought would be close, and spot on for a first pass. That's awesome. I can't ask for anything more.
Yeah. I think next pass we're going to get a little bit, now that we've got that data.
We'll chase more of the front half.
We're going to try and get that 60 down to a low 1.2, even a 1.1 again.
Yeah.
And then
we'll just keep playing around in the front half.
Yeah, we'll
until
probably
we're
keep the
happy.
boost the same.
Yeah.
Just because I want to get a
Like
control.
this?
No, I want to get a control of it.
Oh,
now.
you mean the number the same?
Yeah, the number,
Right,
the target.
okay, cool.
Yeah. So we're not going to send any power at it just yet.
Nah, we don't need to. We want to creep up on it. We've got all day, and there's 50 cars entered, but a lot of the guys are saying that they're actually going to want to test at the same time they're racing tomorrow.
Yep.
Which, I mean, I guess it works for some people, but I'd rather have 5 passes and more data, because who knows what tomorrow's going to bring. The weather conditions could be completely different.
Yep.
The barometric pressure could change. The air density could change. So there's all these things that I wouldn't read that much into it, you know. Like, I mean, these guys are probably going for sheep stations too. We're here to have fun. So
yeah,
I've already got a pretty sick sheep station, so I'm happy with one. But I'm really happy with my performance. The car bumped in. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm happy with Matty's performance, and I'm happy with the car's performance. Yep. And Gian's killing it on the camera.
That's it.
Go team.
You don't know if I'm killing it on the camera yet or not.
I know, but you're listening, so we have to. We have to tell you that.
That's the amount of confidence and positivity that I have.
Just checking oil pressure now, so of course we can see a little bit of a surge in it, but it's fine. It's all above 70
What's the
psi.
numbers?
It's above 70.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it's just surging because you would have felt the
boost
car.
surging, yeah.
So when you said you felt a misfire, there was more the surging of the boost.
Yeah, okay,
So
righto.
I'll fix that the next pass, and we'll be good to go.
Whoopsie. The last pass didn't really go to plan for a couple of reasons. I bumped through the light, and I don't know exactly why that was, if I let go of the button or if the car actually saw wheel speed, so it released the trans brake. But the other thing is the alternator's actually come off the block in the bottom of the 2 mounting holes, because for some reason, in their great wisdom, the alternator company that built this $1 million alternator decided to use slotted holes instead of actual solid mounting points. So yeah, basically, because I've changed the way the belt wrap works, which it's a much more efficient wrap and it doesn't slip, but as a downside, it's actually trying to pull the alternator this way instead of pulling it that way. So I think I'm just going to go back to the belt wrap that we had before, and then we'll go ahead and give it another pass. I think we'll eventually go back to this layout, and I'll weld the adapter spacers to that alternator so that it's actually going to lock it to the block.
Yeah, just Ben needs to not let off the trans brake while he's bumping.
Ooh,
Ooh, trouble.
It shifts all itself. I don't know what he's
It's an
doing.
automatic.
Yeah.
Ooh, fight him in the comments.
Hey, Benny,
Yeah.
we need to have chats.
Why? Did I up?
Didn't want to say you did, but yeah.
Oh, I'm fine with it.
You let off the trans brake
Yeah,
when
I,
it was bumping.
I thought I slipped off it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That's fine.
but it's a blessing
No,
in disguise.
that's good.
Because if you launched it and that alternator came off,
Yep.
we could
See,
have
I
been.
knew.
Yes.
I was watching the voltage and I'm like, oh, it's a bit low. I better let off the button early.
Yeah. But of course, me and Gian's already had a chat off camera,
That's
and
fine.
we said if you do it again, then he's in. We can find a new driver.
Shotgun. No, I don't know if I'd have the balls to actually sit there and take those G-forces.
He can't even ride my scooter without shitting himself, bro.
We just leave it at that tune
That's
up.
good because it means there's no problem.
Let's leave it at that tune up and go again.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, this is my favourite.
Far out.
It hasn't done that in a long time.
I was targeting like 120, so I ended at 122.
We're 122.
Yeah, but it was already
Possibly
up.
with the back wheel.
Correct.
Yeah.
I'll dull it down a little bit in that, but like that just showed it did a 12260, and him pedaling at 0.9 of a second. So that was what we were targeting. We were targeting a 1.1, and it would have done that. Of course, you know, considering the front wheels come off, but we've got a couple of settings here that we can change and start fixing it. I've got enough there that I can make a little change just to see. We're going to leave the same boost in it though.
Which is what the wood trim.
We were targeting 40 pounds just then. What we're going to do is just do a bit of a correction with the timing. So the motor, pull a little bit of horsepower just out of the motor itself. Hopefully keep those front wheels down. When we keep that front wheels down, this next pass is going to be a good pass. Yeah, unfortunately we didn't have the ride height sensor recording because we didn't need it in America, and we've got all our channels full. So I'm going to have to take something off and put the ride height there. So I guess we can't use that sensor right now. We could jack the car up, work the height out, but I'll just do it, you know, how I usually do it, and do it manually. Take some timing out. So the initial hit's fine. It actually wants more power. I'll be straight with you, that's more of a bar change. We need to make the back bar up one to make it bite more, but we don't really have time to jack the car up and do that, so I'm going to just try and pull some power out and see if that helps.
What's the vibe?
Well, we got down,
Yep.
did what did we do, like a 1-2-1? 1-2-1,
I think, yeah.
something? 1-2-1.
It's definitely in the right direction.
Yep, as you said, it felt good.
5.32 to the 8th. Did I make it to the 8th?
You let off at...
Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
would
you
have.
did.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely did, so that's good. We've gone through the video and you can see the wheels do come just off the, like,
Yeah,
exactly
I felt it come up and I'm like, oh, it's going to
Yeah,
be fine.
and that was good. You can see that on the data. We got the laser ride height. I can
Yeah,
see
sick.
it now. I'm still, again...
So how much travel did it see?
It saw 400 and...
What's its resting height?
Resting height is 300 and it went up to 480, so it went up 180 mil.
Yeah, okay.
So, and then it come down, and as you were going down the track, you're at 370, 380, so you're about 80 mil there.
Okay. So probably at full droop, the suspension's at 380.
Yep.
Give or take. That's yeah, full droop. Yeah.
So, I'm thinking we did that -5. I did that so that we knew we went down. I think we take 2 degrees out of it.
Yeah, as in you want to put 2 back in?
Yeah,
I reckon.
So rather than
just leave it at
-5,
-3?
me -3 with a little bit of a tinkle that I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn the boost up.
Yeah.
Because we might as well now.
For the whole pass?
Yep.
Yep.
Yep, just because that might help the 60 and then also that, and then we can get a mile per hour because we're only at 130.
Yeah.
We need
so
to be about 1.
So what you're saying is you want a full pass next pass?
I still think another 8.
Do you want a full pass, Matt?
Hey, if you want to do it, let's do it.
Well, I feel like we're starting to run out of time. It's 4 o'clock. And all the big dingers are starting to move into the lane.
Do we do this? This is 44, and then we come back and we put it to 47 or 50 or 48.
Let's just see what it feels like. If it feels like it's going good, I'll just stay in it.
Yep.
Because the only difference is we've got to pack parachutes, really.
I got to pack parachutes.
Yeah. When I say we, I mean you and Gian.
Yeah.
Royal we, like the team we.
The shifting felt good.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yep. Do you think it wants to shift? You want to go on shift it a little bit later, or are you happy?
In first?
Yeah, I'll just check the EGTs.
Yeah, so what's it saying? What's the cylinders doing? It's all pretty consistent.
Yeah.
What's the dip there?
That's the shift.
That one's always been lower though.
Yeah, this one here does something, but that's like the initial hit.
It comes back too, so
again, when you're on 2-step, there's a little bit of stuff going on.
Does some funny stuff, yeah.
Yep. I've even thought about maybe we just do the 100 RPM more on the hit.
Yeah.
But in saying that, I'm putting more boost, so that's going to be higher.
Let's just leave the 100 for now.
Well, we've done the timing, so that might get us the 119.
Yeah, which
and
basically
the
gets us back to where we want to be.
The boost might get us into the 520s.
Yeah.
So if you're happy with that, or if you want to chase faster, we can just go a big change again.
Well, and then we got gas after that.
You want to go 48 pound right now?
Nah. Well, what's that? What's that at?
44.
We'll stay with 44 for now, because what we were on 38.
No, 40.
Yeah, we'll stick on 44.
We'll see what 4 pounds does. Then we can do another 4 pounds.
Because I don't want to go 10 pounds or 8 pounds.
Yep.
In one jump.
I'm not scared.
Oh, I'm not scared. I just don't want to waste a test.
Yeah, but we already saw 47 when we did that.
Okay.
That.
Oh, the squiggly.
Yep.
I'm not worried about breaking this. I'm just worried about if it bombs tyres. That's the only thing I'm concerned about.
It won't. But let's do this.
Yeah.
We've come up with a game plan. We've changed 3 things.
Yeah.
Because again, we are
golden rule: don't change more than one thing. Change 3 things.
Change it in separate areas.
Staring you. Now he's upset.
He can take it.
No, that's yours.
All right.
My one doesn't work if you unplug it from anything because the battery's dead. Another laptop.
All right.
Mad.
Let's go.
Let's go. My back hurts. I
can't help you there.
I twinged it getting in last time. And it took me, ask him, it took like 5 minutes to get in. I even said, put my jacket on so I don't have to get out of the car again. So I just sat in the car like a half cripple that I am.
Make it better or worse?
I got out of the car and back in better.
So we need to hit your back harder.
Yeah, basically. I think I just need a bit of pressure in the last one.
All right.
Just stretch me back out.
Do you reckon do you think that wheelie actually probably hurt you? Because that's when you got out and you were sore.
No, because I was fine until I went to get in.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't that wheelie anyway. It was a bit of a blip. Not like it has been.
No.
The transmission's still intact, so it's not that big of a wheelie.
That's right. Didn't get to see the stickers underneath the car.
There is a reason the underbelly pan's got stickers.
Yep.
Mad. Let's go racing.
All right.
The 60 so much slower.
It's just a little bit slower, but yeah, just tape it off. So I'm just going to overlap the RPM, the boost, everything.
And see what it looks like.
It might be because I've got control of the boost now, rather than having that spike.
Yeah.
And we're getting that little momentum.
Yeah.
Probably should have put it on 48.
Oh well, put it on 48 now.
Definitely going to. You had more boost on the leave.
This pass or the previous
the last one.
Yeah, it felt lazier coming up this time.
Now, that's probably because, all right, see here, when the boost comes up, we sort of like, because it first hits two-step, it sort of hits it, then comes down.
Yeah.
The first one you didn't bump in.
Yeah.
So let's just turn the boost up on the launch.
Yeah.
To what number?
Well, yeah, we'll still have the target boost, but we can just like, we left on 18 pounds of boost not the last run, the run prior. We only left on 16. And that 2 pounds does make a little difference.
0.1 apparently.
We're just setting up the wheelie sensor just to get some data now and, you know, start using that because we are going to start giving it a lot more power.
I'm feeling that brake coming on.
So we're going to get more power now, more everything. I'm going to leave the nitrous just because we're doing that.
Yeah.
And we're doing 100 RPM on the hit.
Yeah.
So we'll get that out.
Cool. I like it. Not bad though, 830 for the first quarter mile pass this car's ever done in real air.
Yeah.
With not a lot of data.
Like really, it's been one pass just to shake it down. The second pass
Was not a pass.
No, it wasn't a pass.
People can't drive.
The next pass was getting that 60 foot back, and then we sent it pretty much on the same tune.
Losing the 60 foot again.
Yeah, but it gained it everywhere else, so it had more horsepower.
Yeah,
like,
no, it was working.
By the time it got to the 8th mile, it had catched itself. But if it had that 110, we would have probably been like an 820, maybe even
819.
maybe even an 81.
Yeah.
Yep.
Crazy, eh?
Yeah. So as long as this 60 foot's good, we're going to be on.
Mad. And that's how you bake a turkey. Something good. Nothing on the track?
No, there's nothing bad.
Cool. Makes me feel less bad. What broke? I don't know.
Oh, your lucky day.
Nah, I think it just got more expensive.
How bad is it? I don't think we'll be back tomorrow. I think it's that input shaft.
It's broken the dick. In the car, I thought I'd broken the input shaft because it had heaps of power and then absolutely nothing, like big neutral. Zero noise, not a sound. No noise and no oil on the ground either. So to me, it says it's inside something where the problem is. But I just came back here, tried to put it into first and accelerated, put into second, accelerated, no vehicle moving, but we have vehicle speed on the dash. So that means the power's getting all the way to the diff. And that tells me that we've probably broken the pinion. So not something I've experienced before, but that's drag racing. Like, I think we're kind of going to get to the point where we're going to find the limit of some of the parts in this car again, which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. I kind of have a spare diff. So I've got another 9-inch, but it's a 323 and this is a 3.5. So I don't know what we're going to do yet. We'll see. Maddie's just turned up so he can tell me what we're going to do. John, the good news or the bad news?
It's bad news.
It's broken.
Or good news.
I don't think it's the gearbox. I think it snapped the pinion. I think it's literally sheared the pinion because we've got vehicle speed on the dash.
All right, so question. Do we?
I have a diff, but I don't have it here and it's the wrong ratio.
What
it's
ratio?
3, 2,
Which way?
3. No, it's the wrong way. This is 3.5 and I've got a 3.23. Now, I know you came all this way, but I kind of don't want to put the wrong ratio in it and flog the car even harder trying to get it off the line.
I personally agree.
Yeah, okay, good. I'm of the opinion that I want to fix it properly. Hey, mate. But I know you come all this way to help us, so I kind of don't want you to be like just going and selling t-shirts with Anna all weekend.
Nah, I think it's the right decision. If we can't get the like, if
Did you get a time slip?
Yes.
Does it have a 60 foot?
119. I think you broke before it, so let's check the data.
Yeah. There's a little bit of oil. I'll put it in neutral, then you should be able to...
he says there's a little bit of oil. There's a puddle of oil underneath it.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely diff related. It's not transmission.
And it's also not an axle because it would have speared me into the wall.
Oh,
and
no,
stopped.
it's definitely right there. So.
But there's no crunchy, like, there's no Cocoa Pops noise.
Yeah,
It's
just
like snap clean.
Yep. We can get the welder.
I've got a lathe. Well, I'm less sad now than I was 20 minutes ago.
There's definitely, like, the bad news is, of course, we won't be racing.
We're done, but
the good news
it's good in that I was fully convinced it was snapped input shaft. Just the way it responded in a way it didn't make a noise, and also the guy's like, there's not a drop of oil on the track.
Yeah, I think just as you started moving and it probably released it, it started dripping, but...
Well, we've had it spinning here too.
Yeah.
Like I put it in, I ran it up
there's
here,
no line of oil.
No. Because first thing I said to the dude, I'm like, is there oil on the track? And he's like, nah. And I'm like, oh, thank God I'm not that guy.
Where's the tail shot? Where's the speedo?
On the yoke.
Okay, so if it broke on that side...
But it's not flapping around, so it's past the first bearing in the diff, I reckon.
I'm just wondering about the data, what it would show. It won't actually... It'll show a spike because of free revs, and then that's it.
Yeah, you'll get a massive spike in vehicle speed.
Yep. And I'll be able to pick where it breaks, what time it is, and
you can tell.
Work it out.
Off the race timer.
Hey, we're back to 1-1s. That's what we wanted. We also wanted to 7.
Well, we got one of the two things we wanted.
All right.
That's all right.
Well, we'll just work
I'm less sad now than I was before.
We'll just work out the next one.
Now I can play golf tomorrow.
He did this on purpose. You sabotaged this.
No, I really, really, really wanted to run a 7 this weekend.
I said to Gian, I'm like, I heard a bit of a noise when you put it into gear in there, and I was like, what's that? And then,
like a clunk noise.
Yeah, and I thought, here we go, transmission. But this is definitely the best option, other than not braking.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, that's always a good
option. So I think what I'll do is I'll just get this center rebuilt, and then I might even get that other center swapped to 3.5 as well.
Yep.
Because what's the point of having a spare we can't actually use?
We're never going to use that.
Exactly. So I may as well swap it to 3.5, because then when the Mustang goes to a 9-inch with 3.5, we've got a spare center for both cars.
Yep.
And to be perfectly honest, I would probably put the Moser in this if I can get Moser gears.
Yep.
And then because that one's kind of I don't want to say copy, but it's not like a name brand housing, so I don't know.
Yep.
We'll see. Lots of good chats.
Yeah, always good chats.
Less bad than I thought.
All right, let's get the laptop.
Still annoying. Yeah.
All right. We want to find out where it's broken. We also want to find out how far into the run it broke, because we got a 1160 and I was pretty confident on that tune, and it took it on the hit. So we added power on the hit, we added power in the 60 foot. It took it. The diff didn't, but the car, the tyres, it took it. I actually hope it broke before the 60, because the 60 was a great 60.
So you just want the extra bit of potential?
Yeah, because I was confident it was going to do a 1-1, like with all the changes we did. So launch, took it, and then we'll have to check out what happened here, because you definitely see a dip.
I'm stoked just to be back in the
drive shaft. So that's where it broke. And now we're about to go race time to find out at what time. Okay, so it did break after the 60.
Okay.
So we got the 60 there. There is a little bit of data here to look at. It did, sort of pull down to that $5,000 range. So I didn't tell Ben, but I did push the nitrous a little bit further. So we've got something here that probably shows what that was doing.
What are friends for?
That's right.
Pushing the nitrous a bit harder.
I will say, with things like this, sometimes they can break but not fully disconnect from the car. So there's a chance that it actually did break before the 60. However, going off that curve, it was fine. But however, he did pedal, the boost did drop. So of course we lost power there. So yes, it's going to be better than what we even saw. However, yeah, I don't know what to say about the pedal, but we'll see what the vibe's like.
What's the vibe?
Hey Ben, does he have a horn? Oh, there we go.
Actually not a bad horn either.
You rang?
You rang. Did you pedal in the 60?
Maybe.
You chicken foot.
Yeah, no, because it started to go right.
Huh.
Yeah, it started to go right, and I just lifted and squared it up.
And then it broke after that.
Yeah,
hey?
I reckon when I got back into it is when it broke.
Everyone hear that? The driver broke it.
Yeah, I'm fine.
No.
Well, the laptop didn't break a diff.
Oi,
Sure, the Haltech doesn't connect to the diff.
you pedaled
It
at.
actually is connected.
Oi, you pedaled at 0.8 and you
Yeah.
still did a 1/160 with it braking.
Did it break in the 60?
No, it broke just after.
Yeah,
but
okay.
you pedaled so much that it dropped the boost down by about 10 pounds of boost.
Far out.
Yeah. You went down to 70% of throttle. And then you held it like a little bit. And
Yeah,
then,
because I basically just corrected and then got back into it.
Yep.
Because it was going to the wall.
The data is looking good. Oh, this is the first time we used the ride height sensor, and it would have pulled out timing
Yeah, I'm like, hey man, where
right where he pedaled. With that ride height sensor, when it gets to the certain level, I ask the computer to pull out timing, which then pulls out horsepower, which brings the nose back down without him having to pedal. It also means we don't have to abort a run, or it doesn't go too high where we smash back down, hurt struts, hurt transmissions, all of those things.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Handy feature.
Yep. But of course, has to be set up. You know, the tuner has to know how much to pull out, because you can pull too much out and bring the car back down too fast.
So you're manually punching in numbers.
Yeah, so I'll manually say, hey, at the car at ride height is say 300 mils, so it's a laser. So I say that any more than say 4 inches or 5 inches, start pulling out a little bit of timing. But then also if it gets further than that, I'll dictate a certain area where I'll go, hey, pull out a chunk of timing to bring it down. But you definitely got to bring them down nicely though. So.
Yeah, because I obviously assume that you pull out a chunk of timing and then it's just going to drop the nose down.
Oh yeah.
Right after that point, do you have to then manually punch in numbers again? To
No, it's like a little graph that's just like sitting there with the numbers that I've chosen, and once it goes into that height, it'll pull the timing, but then when it comes down, it adds the timing back in. Depending on how much the car's making, you know, there's a difference between a 1,000 horsepower car, 2,000 or 3,000 horsepower car. You've got to do different things. Some of them you actually have to like really pull power out, so you got to cut cylinders. So, yeah. Once you got it all set up and you got everything's working as it should be, you just finer adjustments. And as you saw today, we got it to a point where we got the 60 foot back. We started putting the power in, and unfortunately, just a mechanical brake on a diff. But that's what drag racing is. We test and then we brake and we repeat.
Sounds like fun and games until somebody runs out of money.
You chicken footed.
Yeah, I didn't chicken foot. I didn't want to put the car into the wall.
I'm going to go back and look at the video.
I
think
care.
you
It
weren't
was
even
going
close
right.
to the wall.
Well, I mean, I wasn't going to rub the door handle if I didn't lift, but I also didn't want to steer it more towards the wall and then pinball down the wall and then have more broken shit.
So
Diffs are cheaper than quarter panels.
we launched a little bit more.
Yeah.
When you can see it. It took that.
I loved it. It felt really good.
It loved it in the point of the RPM straight as soon as it went. You can see this pink line here. It was way above the other runs.
Yeah.
However,
so the converter was working harder, and then we had a
it's
bigger
still
dip.
pulling down. So I think we need to shove the nitrous into about here.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's the next stage.
Did we have the nitrous on for longer in that pass?
Maybe 0.1 of a second.
Yeah, so it's not like it had a ton more torque, and that's what's broken that dip.
No. So it broke at the shift. It shifted and broke.
Okay, right. So you literally whack and smashed it.
Yeah. So it might have been damaged already. It might have been.
Man, it's done a lot of work, that diff.
But yeah,
So,
that's
like,
what did it. It was the shift.
Yeah.
But you pedaled here, you can see your boost dropping.
Yeah, man, that blows me away how good that 60 is for a pedal.
Yep, that was a pedal, and like you didn't. I'll show you.
Imagine if I wasn't shit.
Look at that pedal. Come down, and then you
Yeah.
just stayed not full throttle, and then it shifted.
Yeah, wow.
So.
And where's the 60 in that? Somewhere there.
There, right there.
So I'm not even full throttle
No, you literally put full throttle as you
as a brake.
after the 60.
Yeah, wow.
Yep. So it probably would have been like a 117.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the best it's gone.
Yeah, I think 116.
And when we go 118.
118.
Yeah.
But again, we wanted to get back to that 1-1, then send it, and that was it. It was taking the boost.
We got there. Well, we got back there anyway, so.
Yeah, and then the drive shaft curve is all above the 8.3, but like, yeah, it's all better.
Yeah, man.
So, yeah, it would have been.
Well, that's positive.
It was on track to be.
It's annoying that it's broken, but A, I'm happy that it's a diff, not a gearbox, and B, the numbers look great.
Yep.
Like I said, it's annoying it's broken. It's annoying that you've come all this way.
It's all right.
But this is race cars too. Like, at least we didn't do this in America. It did the whole trip of America.
How good is that?
And then broke first day.
Yep.
Back here.
I would choose that over everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. Pink line's the RPM, and of course we gave it a little bit more, left with a little bit, and you can see there the engine liked it. It came up, was travelling a lot nicer. Even Ben said that he felt it. We are having it pull down here, so that is something that, it's a converter thing where we're just going to have to give it more power. This converter was built to run PBs, so we might extend the nitrous all the way.
I've actually got another stator, which is not, this isn't even the dumb stator. There's another one, and I've got a spragless hub. I'm not putting either in, but I'm just saying there's more after this one.
Hey, maybe show this data to Pete and him.
Yeah, I will, for sure. Well, that's definitely not the outcome we were looking for, but unfortunately that's racing. Massive thanks to Matty again for coming down to help us. Thanks to Haltech for their support. Thanks to Jambo for putting on such a good test day. The track was killer. Considering it's a mixed tyre event, it's not a radial or a slick style designated event. The track prep was really good. Thanks to Sydney Dragway as well for their efforts today. Yeah, unfortunately not the outcome we're looking for, but it means more videos about trying to run a 7 still and more videos of fixing a car. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.